what shows up for you is what's meant for you, right? So when I'm guiding us and I say, imagine golden light, and all of a sudden like a rainbow's pouring over you, go with rainbow. You are as much a master in this meditation as I am. The difference is practice. The difference is doing it. And only you can do the work, and only you can know. I remember this one time, someone asked, well, how can you identify what's ego and what's soul? And I was like, yes, that's your question. That's your question. I can tell you how I do it, but that means absolutely nothing. It's what does that feel like to you? How do you discern that? In Greek, diakrisis is discernment. And that's what we're called to do when we go inward. We have to discern what is soul and what is ego. So what we're going to go inward to find is what egoic story is living in us. Are we living out that we're ready to see and release and free ourselves from in this moment, right? To allow the soul to rise, to resurrect in this life and awaken in this body, okay? So as I explained, please allow any light or any sense of cleansing. I don't like the word purifying, which is why I'm choosing cleansing, but it's really a sense of being bathed and held, right? Because when we go inward, we're directing the eye, the sight, we're closing off from the external world, which can make us feel vulnerable, which is all part of it. But the light then holds us, or an image can hold us and allow us to feel the truth, which is that this is not only safe to do, but it's critical to go inward. So I invite us to imagine golden light beginning at the crown of the head and descending over the skin. I like to imagine over the skin, but also within. So moving through my brain, coming down through, across my throat, but also through the inside. Down through my heart, my rib cages, through the gut, which is our second mind, and then feeling that light pick up anything that isn't serving us in this moment. Like, what am I going to have for dinner? Or what am I going to hear when I go in my heart? Just try to allow anything that isn't in the present moment to just fall with the light towards the earth through this beloved body. And just feel the joy that can arise in just being human. What a relief. To be human. Then we're going to take our first intentional breath together with that abundant breath that Tracy taught us, to really descend deep into the heart. And take that second intentional breath to merge, to consciously connect to that love that sits within us, that never dies and never ends. And then we're going to ask the question within ourselves, collectively as a community, What egoic story, what egoic power can I release in this moment? What egoic story can I see and free myself from? I'm going to hold us inward for several minutes. Let's begin to give gratitude. I say that because what we ask inwardly, we find. Let's take our third intentional breath together. And when you feel complete, open your eyes. And I'd like to stay in this state for a moment and just suggest that you write or sit with what you may have heard or experienced or saw